Hello, Choir Genius people. Does Choir Genius 4 have a public site, a public facing website that you can use? Yes, it does, and we're going to talk about that today. Now, before we get into that, uh, is this an amazing, fantastic website? I think it's good enough for some purposes, but it certainly doesn't compare to something like Squarespace, Wix, Weebly. The thing about our website is it's connected to the system and it's absolutely free. So right now, I'd say it's a solution for groups who just want a free website and are willing to deal with some limitations in terms of how much it can be configured. Now, we might decide to add more themes in the future if we decide to sort of move in the direction of making better and more flexible public site options. In fact, we might be dragged into doing exactly that in the near future. But for now, we have this one theme, and I'd love to go over how it gets configured and how it works. So let's jump in. Over here, you can see that there is the public site is currently turned on, and this is what it looks like out of the box. It's kind of got this one color, this one menu, some default content, and these are all in the terminology of Drupal, which is the underlying platform. All these items are called blocks. That's the first thing you need to know. So let's take a look now at the main public website controls right down here. So under basic settings, it's under construction right now. There's three different ways that it can be. So if it's off, then you won't see it here, and you won't see it on the front end when you look at the domain. It's just off. Under construction is where it was before. So if we do that, then it's going to show up here in the menu, but you still won't see it if you are logged out and navigate to the website. And if it's active, then you will see it. Then it'll be live. People will be looking at it. And so very often what we do is put it under construction while we are working on it. And then when it's ready, we flip it to active. Okay. You can also change the name of the website right here, where it's Oceanic Demo, but it can be whatever you want it to be. Usually the name of your chorus or choir. And we can select the public theme. And right now, although we do have the infrastructure here to have switchable public themes, there is exactly one theme available, which is a simple theme called G4 Flat. All right, so that's what it's going to be, G4 Flat. And that's the one that looks like this, right? And just for completeness, if I log out right now, and we go here, it says our public site is under construction, but obviously it's not showing the public site. Okay, so let me log back in as my admin user here, and then we'll go back to configuring things. So again, under admin settings and tools, down here under public site, basic settings is what we were looking at. Then we have a few options for configuring this theme. All right, so we can put up a new logo, we can put up a new banner. The banner is that picture of kids that you see when you first open up the default site. I'm not going to do that, just wanting to show you the controls. And then you can add your social links. They show up on that front page automatically. And a few other things. Now, this is actually more important, right? So we've got some preset colors, and you can also enter individual colors. And this is probably what you will want to do is, here's a nice crimson slate or obsidian sunrise. And you can use all these as a starting point for whatever you really want to use, right? So if we start with the G4 Flat default, which is blue and blue, we can change it to like maybe a darker blue and and a kind of let's try a kind of an orangey color like that. Okay, so if we save that configuration and then we look at the public site, we should see we've got our darker blue here and our buttons are that color. So this is the level at which you can customize the look and feel. The logo, the banner, all the blocks, the colors, and the buttons. All right. So now let's go back to the rest of this. The pages is a place where you can add pages and delete them and edit them, and you can add as many as you want. The default has a couple, like this about page, which it's got some text, it's got this picture embedded in it. You can edit that with a regular looking editor, like so. It's got a body and you can insert files. Okay, so very much like other kinds of content inside this, and so that's part of it. That's pages. We can look also at the menu. One question people often ask is, how do I add a menu item? You add a menu item by adding a page or by adding a form, right? So you'll see this join the mailing list thing that can be deleted. That's actually there because I created a form earlier as part of a different demo. And so that's how you would do things. If you want to get something in the menu, you can do that. This is the menu. This is where you would reorder menu items that came from adding pages or forms. And then finally, probably the most interesting part of this is the blocks. Now, a block, again, is kind of a unit of content. You can create new blocks, or you can use these things. And this is a drag and drop interface that lets you put blocks into the website. Okay, so these are the home page regions. There's a lot of regions is where you put blocks in Drupal. So right now the banner block is in this banner region. If I wanted to have something else up there like birthdays or my documents or whatever, I could do that. None of that makes any sense. We shouldn't do it. The banner block is a good thing to have there. And you can edit a block, right? So if you don't care for the way that banner block is looking, you can definitely edit the content through here. And even configure the visibility of a block, but that makes no sense for the banner block. All right. And then these three things, again, they can be edited. You can drop a new block in there. And because this is the front page, there's like this homepage first, homepage second, homepage third, homepage fourth, 3 different testimonials, 4 bottom widgets, and they can all have a different block in it. And then a normal page is going to have page content in this area, and then you're going to be able to modify some of the blocks as well. And typically maybe the right sidebar block, that's the one that does not appear on the front page. And so those are the options you have. You can basically drag blocks around, create new blocks, and that's fundamentally it. So as I said, it's a pretty simple system. It's one that a surprising number of people go ahead and use anyway, in spite of it being quite simple, because again, it is free, it is not bad looking, it does have some flexibility, and we may decide to add more fancy themes in the future. But honestly, we never saw ourselves as a public website company, and so it's not our focus. Our focus is on making amazing management tools that will let you make your choir work better, your choir or chorus just work better, spend less time, have everything in one place. That's kind of what we do. We throw in this public website because people seem to like it, and one day we may have to make more of them. So thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to be notified when we drop new videos on the channel about new features that we're doing or new tips for how to use the system, then subscribe and click on the bell icon so that YouTube will let you know whenever we do that. Thanks. Have a great day.